What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mite, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto crew, I pray you will find your way to financial freedom using the upcoming 2024-2025 bull run on this crypto ocean. We are on the brink of seeing Kaspa soar to new heights soon. However, crypto is a game about making the correct decisions and a game of patience. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. When it comes to making the correct decisions on this crypto ocean, crypto crew, it's about investing in the projects with the most upside, when to sell, and most importantly, protecting your assets. Even if Kaspa gets to $3, $5, or even $10 per Kaspa coin, what use is it if you don't have full custody over your Kaspa and your other crypto investments? Do not keep your crypto on exchanges, as exchanges are to buy and sell your Kaspa, but not to keep your Kaspa on. During this 2024-2025 bull run, we don't know what will happen. There may be technical or network issues on exchanges. Exchanges can go bankrupt, meaning we don't have any control of any external event. Keep your Kaspa and your crypto investments on a cold storage. The best option, in my opinion, is the Tangem wallet. Plug and play, easy to use, and offers the best defense I've experienced so far, which gives you full custody over your Kaspa. So if you wish to order your Tangem wallet today, you can get 10% off, link in the description box below. Thank you for all who have ordered your Tangem using my referral link. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
What other cryptocurrency should you buy? What's the next Bitcoin? Well,
The fact nobody's really talking about Kaspa yet proves that we are still early on what will be one of the most revolutionary and evolutionary projects on the entire crypto ocean. All of the most known crypto projects have issues. Bitcoin is slow and cannot be used for everyday transactions, failing to achieve what Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto wanted Bitcoin to be. Ethereum is not decentralized, and its gas fees are sky high. Solana has a network that gets congested with failing transactions even today. Same goes for Sui, by the way. What is the solution? Kaspa. Kaspa is the first scalable proof of work crypto project, meaning Kaspa can and already is being used as an actual form of payment with near instant transactions. Now, as investors, we don't see nor understand really what goes behind the scenes on the technical side of Kaspa. So in today's vid, you'll see parts of an interview hard deep from the Crypto Calza did with Michael Sutton, who is a core developer at Kaspa. His work focuses on improving Kaspa technically, as Michael Sutton rewrote Kaspa's core code base in Rust, which is aimed to improve Kaspa's performance, security, and scalability whilst keeping Kaspa fully decentralized. Shout out to Hardeep and the Crypto Calza.
In GhostDAG, if you assume 10 seconds, but there's some disruption and the network actually has 100, it takes a minute to propagate blocks. So you actually would not be able to confirm transactions at all. The K cluster, the 18 cluster would be only a fraction of the real DAG would turn out to be like very, very wide, like hundreds of blocks in parallel. And the 18 cluster would be only like a very small portion of it. So you would lose security, like an attacker could easily. So in the synchronous setup, where you have an a priori delay bound, if that breaks, then you can't confirm during that period. So it does recover. Like all proof of work protocols, including Bitcoin and GhostDAG, would recover from such a phase. Once delay goes back to normal, there's going to be convergence over one of the chains, one of the DAGs, one of the largest K clusters. And from there on, we're going to be back to being able to confirm transactions eventually. So that's like a self-stabilizing property. But in DAG night, if network conditions go bad, even if it takes suddenly 10 minutes, you can still confirm as a function of those 10 minutes. If latency is bad, confirmation times are always proportional. You cannot go better than latency. So the point is being able to adapt. Like people ask, why go 10 BPS? So there are answers that you want a blink of an eye response from the network, and the world will find out. It's just like a hardware chip development. You try to make things faster, even though you're not sure about the use case or what's going to happen. The minute you develop something that has orders of magnitudes more frequency is responsive, and it changes the surface, and people can rethink stuff above that. There's a longer answer to this related to the fact that scalable protocols such as BlockDAG and Ignite. The fact that they allow parallel blocks is actually a game changer in the area of game theory dynamics, because game theory dynamics now happen between parallel blocks within the latency unit, within the 2 second time period. There are parallel blocks which don't know of each other, as opposed to security where you want to maximize like the knowledge of blocks of each other. Here you sometimes wish to maximize the fact or to use the fact that they don't really know what the others are doing. So that creates a healthier fee market. And it can be used to build auctions mechanisms where the parallel miners compete on something. And they each bid and give the user back more money because they use his transaction to extract value from a smart contract. This scalability is actually opening doors no one imagined before, I think. And I think it's extremely significant. Also, an anecdote is in Rust, we've seen it. When blocks are in parallel, they actually are independent by definition, right? They were each created independently. They don't know of each other. Their state and their validation doesn't depend on each other. So there's a point where you have a 16-core machine. If the DAG is more wide, it can actually process it faster. It can scale up the validation times.
The vision of 10 blocks per second is that things become internet speed crypto, internet speed proof of work. So you keep the same ethos, the same principles of Bitcoin. So we started with 1 block per second. Sutton took on the endeavor of writing things in Rust and enabling things to run on 10 blocks per second. And then I was imagining we can run with 100 blocks per second.
I have a special relationship with him. He's both a mentor, and we have a relationship where I feel like I have my contributions to the way I think and the engineering knowledge and the combination of worlds and the clarity sometimes we try. But we have like a special relationship in the fact that we can together deep dive and we complement each other in a sense. He's a great mentor, and I cannot be more thankful to being able to work with him so closely for the last 5 years. It's very special for me.
I saw that you changed the entire implementation from Golang to Rust, and you are the one who pioneered the whole rewrite. So, what led you to choose Rust as the language for Kaspa's implementation? Were there any performance specific or safety advantages that Rust offered over other languages?
The Go version of Kaspa was developed with the mindset of achieving something like 1 BPS. And they had so many challenges conceptually. I'm saying they because before mainnet launch, I wasn't actually so much involved in the actual coding. I was involved in designing some of the algorithms. So they had so many challenges. So they did the big step of designing the system. But eventually, when mainnet started rolling and we got this positive feedback of acceptance and interest, I was thinking, what can we do? Taking such a system to 10 BPS or dreaming of 100 BPS actually is a point where you have to write a system with the performance-oriented mindset for that. So once you've solved all the conceptual problems and the algorithms, you can take another step. And actually, maybe Go was, I'm not sure, but perhaps Go was the right choice for that phase because it frees you from worrying about memory, for instance, and a few things which are obviously part of being a higher level language. But once we realized we want a performance-oriented design, so it made sense to switch the language because writing something performance-orientedly is a shift in mind. For instance, like the whole consensus area of the code base in Go is monolithic. It actually only one thread operates at a given moment doing header validation or UTXO state computation, always under one thread. So doing something like that in performance-oriented means like shifting gears and doing a different way of thinking. So it made sense to switch to a language. My first thought would be actually CPP. I had much more experience in C++. Doing my master's, I developed high performance algorithms in C++ and CUDA. So I knew my way around there. But when I heard about Rust enough and heard about it from people like Elichai and Anton, I realized it has performance gains, but it has all the advantages of a modern language without all carrying on its back all the scars and the wrong designs and like CPP has. So Rust is built like a modern language. It has a modern build system. If you look at Rust deployed to mainnet, there was not one bug that I know of since we deployed Rust to mainnet. So we had a long stability phase, but the fact you can continue developing the system and it feels safe has a lot to do with the Rust memory safety and actually thread cross-thread safety, which the mechanisms for cross-thread safety are also embedded into the language very well. I'd say even if you took Rust and run it on a single core machine, you probably have 2 to 3 speed up over Go, because Rust optimizes compiler optimizations rolling up, or many basic operations are not abstracted, but the compiler actually optimizes them through generics and many other mechanisms in the language. So also we did like many optimizations unrelated to parallelism. Even before talking about parallelism, we optimized many subcomponents, especially when you scale up to 10 bps. It's not anymore only about doing something faster. It's actually different complexity variables kick in suddenly. You scale up to 10 bps, sometimes something becomes quadratic in the average number of parallel blocks. If you don't think about it, you write as a DB and you notice that the complexity of the write becomes quadratic with the size of something. And here with 10 bps, it becomes like a bottleneck, and you have to optimize the algorithm. So I think Rust would give you like 2 to 3, even 4 to 5x over Go purely, even if you take it 1 bps. You cannot run 10 bps on Go; it just will not work. If you try it, not only about changing the consensus parameters, it's just not going to work. So it's not only faster, it's enabling something that couldn't be achieved without it. And when you add to it parallelism, it becomes like a complete beast, because it scales to the cores, and it runs header validation in parallel to body validation and in parallel to state computation. And within headers, it does validation to each parallel header in parallel, and it can do a lot of parallel stuff, even though they might get the events in different order, and the different order they got the events with the parallelism creates some, and the trick part is managing like the storage correctly with all this parallelism. Obviously, it's not easy to do consensus sensitive code with parallelism, because consensus sensitive code is so sensitive to every condition, and you have to have all the nodes agreeing on something.
Just because Kaspa hasn't been pushing up in price recently doesn't mean the project isn't moving forward at all. Kaspa isn't just another blockchain. Kaspa isn't just another crypto project. The Kaspa developers are working behind the scenes, working on innovative technology that would not only add to the current crypto ocean, but something that might even change the current crypto paradigm. Kaspa follows the path that crypto was intended to be, with the actual tech that makes Kaspa a real form of payment. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Rome wasn't built in one day, neither is Kaspa. And so success on this crypto ocean crypto crew, especially during this 2024-2025 bull run, comes to those who patiently wait.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say, ah.